And the superstars representing sports entertainment's hottest brand are ready as always to spring into action. From Full Sail Live in Orlando, Florida, this is NXT.
Well, it may be a new season, Morrow, but Cassius Ohno is a man for all seasons. And tonight, the knockout artist looks to make a masterpiece of his match against the Undisputed Era's Adam Cole when they face off one-on-one tonight.
Well, there's 3.5 million tons of garbage produced every day worldwide. The NXT universe would love to add Tommaso Ciampa to the Everest-sized mountain of refuse.
You suck, 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 you suck.
I mean, what kind of reception did Tommaso Ciampa think he was going to get here from the NXT universe?
I don't think Tommaso Ciampa cares what reception he gets. I think his mind's elsewhere.
An ocean of Johnny Gargano emojis.
Newsflash! He's not walking down that damn aisle! He's gone!
second. This isn't right. Gargano should have been allowed in the building.
What you mean it ain't right? He took away this man's career. He owes Tommaso Ciampa.
Gargano exploding and attacking Tommaso Ciampa.
A stipulation is a stipulation. Get Gargano out.
Johnny Gargano being escorted out of the building, no longer a member of the NXT roster.
Get off of me! Get off of me! Gotta go.
An explosive start to this week's edition of NXT, and while we all catch our collective breath and try to restore some order here at the Full Sail Arena, we want to bring you up to speed on the 2018 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. 3 teams have already advanced to the semifinals. With more on the tournament, let's go to Charlie Caruso in the Control Center.
Hey, thanks guys. What's up, WWE Universe? Charlie Caruso here in the Control Center to break down all the news and all the notes from the 2018 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And this year, not only does every team have their sights set on taking home the Dusty Cup, but also a guaranteed tag team title match at TakeOver New Orleans. And it's been an incredible first round of action thus far in the tournament. Kicking off with a victory for the Authors of Pain, who look to take home the Dusty Cup for the 2nd year in a row. We'll see how Paul Ellering's Instruments of Destruction do moving forward, but first round action continued last week in Atlanta, when Riddick Moss and Tino Sabatelli battled Sanity's Eric Young and Alexander Wolf. Riddick and Tino have struggled to stay on the same page as of late, and it would be no different against the former NXT Tag Team Champions, as Sanity took advantage of every miscommunication on their way to victory and the semifinals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. But who would challenge the Authors of Pain in the next round of the tournament? The teams of Heavy Machinery and the Street Profits did battle for the first time ever in an unforgettable match that not only highlighted the popularity of both teams, but also the intense physicality of every athlete involved. But it was the quick thinking of Montez Ford that would lead to the downfall of Heavy Machinery. And with one massive frog splash, the Street Profits move forward to the semifinals of the Dusty Classic and a potential golden opportunity at TakeOver New Orleans for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Well, as the tournament unfolds, it's inevitable to see some changes along the way, and this year is proving to be no exception. Unfortunately for the UK's Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate, they received some untimely news this past week from the NXT medical staff. Our Kathy Kelly caught up with Tyler Bate to find out what this is going to mean for Tyler Bate moving forward in the Dusty Classic.
Tyler, our cameras caught you in a conversation with WWE's medical staff. It didn't look like you were happy with that conversation, so what exactly happened?
Well, so recently I've tweaked my knee. And as you saw, I had a conversation with WWE's medical team, and they've advised me to stay out for 2 weeks. And my match for the Dusty Rhodes Classic is next week. So unfortunately, Mustache Mountain has to withdraw from the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
It's obviously upsetting news, but we wish you the best with your recovery.
With Mustache Mountain having to withdraw due to injury, the NXT Universe was buzzing about which team would step up to challenge Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch in the final first-round match of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Following Bates' announcement, one NXT superstar took to social media to plead his case to General Manager William Regal for entry into the tournament.
Mr. Regal, it is Roderick Strong here. And I saw the video. I saw that Tyler Bate is injured and Mustache Mountain is no longer competing in the Dusty Rhodes Classic. Now listen, Mr. Regal. I've been a model superstar for NXT, for the WWE. I've done whatever you've asked me to do. So I need a big favor. That favor is let me find a partner and let me compete in the Dusty Rhodes Classic. Mr. Regal, please, please let me do this.
Ask and you shall receive. The Messiah of the Backbreaker has been granted a last-minute spot in this year's Dusty Classic. But who will Roderick Strong find as a tag team partner? That question will be answered next when Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch challenge Roderick Strong and his mystery partner in round 1 competition. Don't go anywhere because that match is next, right here on NXT.
Welcome back to what has already been a wild edition of NXT TV. But before we move on, we want to make sure we send a huge thank you to the band Cane Hill for their song Lord of Flies, one of the official themes for NXT TakeOver New Orleans. It's off their album Too Far Gone, available now on iTunes and Spotify. Well, the Twitter war of words between Adam Cole and Cassius Ohno certainly went too far to avoid conflict here tonight. This past week, Cole, the Undisputed Era leader, tweeted that he's an uncrowned champion in NXT, and he finds that situation to be tragic. Well, not one to back away from confrontation, NXT's resident knockout artist Cassius Ohno replied that if Cole was looking to get crowned, then Ohno has an elbow or boot that would do the trick. The match is official. It will go down later tonight. But earlier today, our cameras caught up with Adam Cole and the rest of the Undisputed Era as they waxed poetic on the current landscape of NXT.
Yo, fellas, did you hear about this nonsense from Mr. Regal? Did you hear how he decided to add Roderick Strong, of all people, Roderick Strong, to the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic?
Come on. I just want to be like, Earth to Regal, Roddy doesn't belong anywhere near the Dusty Classic.
Nope.
He's not even a tag team guy. He's not. And he's a loser.
That's right.
And who's gonna tag with him? I mean, Regal could sign up for it himself. To be honest, guys, it doesn't matter. Winning the Dusty Classic this year does little more for you than sign you up to be the next team to get beat by the baddest team on this planet.
And Bobby, speaking of stuff that doesn't matter, tonight in the main event, I go one-on-one with Cassius Ohno. I mean, you guys talk about a walk in the park. Talk about a night off. As a matter of fact, fellas, I am so confident that I'm going to make short, easy work of Cassius that I'd prefer that you two stay in the back.
Really?
Yeah, observe me do what I do from the locker room.
Don't mind
because
if I do.
trust me, it's going to be pretty. Because boys and girls, ladies and gents, just remember, that is undisputed.
Oh, Adam Cole stepping up. That's what it takes to be a leader, boys.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall, and it is a first-round match in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament. Introducing first, from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 190 pounds, Oney Lorcan.
Check him out right there, fellas. My man Oney Lorcan, one of the most dangerous men on the roster.
And his tag team partner, from London, England, weighing in at 190 pounds, Danny Burch.
The tandem of Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch stepping up here in the opening round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Two guys with a very similar skill set. I never met two men that just want to throw hands like these two gentlemen that are in the ring right now.
They beat the hell out of each other before forming a team.
And their opponents. First, pounds, Roderick Strong.
Well, Roderick Strong went to NXT General Manager William Regal when he found out that Tyler Bate was on the shelf and that Mustache Mountain was no longer in the tournament. And he offered to find a partner and fill the spot. Let's find out who his partner is going to be. Oh, wow!
Oh! Surprise, surprise.
And his tag team partner, from Birmingham, England, weighing in at 205 pounds, he is the WWE United Kingdom Champion, the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne.
You know, I talked about Lorcan and Birch beating the hell out of each other before forming a team. Well, Strong and Dunne battled each other tooth and nail for the WWE United Kingdom Championship. Now I wonder what kind of partnership they're going to make.
I wonder the same thing, but I gotta say, I didn't see this coming, but something in me is liking the team of Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong, man.
A little early to say that because of that match. Strong went to Dunne, he says, I respect you. The trouble is, Dunne respects no one.
We got two great athletes here, and of course they respect each other, but it's all about, can they get it done? Can they work well? Can they mesh together? Can they be a cohesive unit?
They form the greatest tag teams, quick tags in and out, double team maneuvers, know where your partner is or what your partner's thinking at all times.
Roderick Strong starting off with Oney Lorcan. Lorcan and Birch haven't been a tag team long, but they have been in there with some of the top-tier tag teams and have gained valuable lessons heading into this tournament.
A great combination, very promising combination. You almost say that perhaps one big win away from title contention.
Roderick Strong was putting the pressure on early.
Facing a guy like Oney Lorcan is more painful than a bullet and sting, and right now he's trying to break down Roderick Strong. Side wrist lock. Tag is made, in comes Danny Birch.
Birch has that great technical background. Anyone trained in the United Kingdom has it.
Early advantage to Birch and Lorcan. Reversal by Strong.
Now, speaking of Birch and Lorcan, we know how well these two work together as a team, but the question is still out in regards to Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne.
Well, the tag was made, and in comes the WWE United Kingdom champion, Pete Dunne, the brash Brit, who has an unsavory thirst for malice and a thirst for, well, twisting those fingers.
A little bit of joint manipulation. He's not breaking the rules, but he might break those fingers.
Give up by Birch.
Oh, very nice.
Dunne sends Birch for the line. Beautiful. Drop toe hold as Dunne was looking for the leapfrog, and now Birch. This Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic matchup is just heating up.
We need ourselves a new Cruiserweight champion, don't we? A 16-man single elimination tournament. And it's going to culminate at WrestleMania.
Who wants to be champion more?
It's all about the opportunity to call yourself champion.
Launch this
Hey, remember you peed on my laptop?
No. You get to go to space as the unplugged storyteller experience
with Elias. I'm like water. If you burn me, I'll just turn into steam and I'll live in the air. No one can throw me for a loop. Can he drive a little smoother? I'm performing here. Throwing me all off balance.
We're back with this opening round contest in the 2018 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. The ragtag duo of Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne taking on only Lorcan and Danny Burch. The winners not only get the coveted Dusty Rhodes Cup, but the winner of the tournament will go to NXT TakeOver New Orleans to vie for the NXT Tag Team Championships.
Of course, this is the final quarterfinal match. Oh! Listen to the sound of that.
Burch has got paintbrush.
Tag is made, in comes Roderick Strong. He begins to put the boots to Danny Burch's rib cage. And the Messiah, the backbreaker with a patented pendulum backbreaker, goes for the cover, crossface. Strong and Dunne beginning to coalesce as a unit. Tandem offense.
Smart by the new tag team, keeping each other fresh. Cutting Danny off.
Oh, look at that.
Lateral press by Dunne, shoulders down.
Close, and of course, you've got to remember the degree that Roderick Strong put out about he's going to get all the gold here in NXT.
Dunne lights up Burch with a knife-edge chop, then runs into the boot of Burch, and front drop kick from the turnbuckle by Danny Burch.
I think Burch took something out of himself with that big missile drop kick, too.
Double tag.
In comes Lorcan and Strong. Hard-hitting offense.
Blistering chops from the Matapan Battler.
Double boot to the sternum by Lorcan, off the ropes, and a single leg drop kick by Lorcan. And a running European uppercut. Hooks the leg, and Strong kicks out. Oh, wow! Lorcan just leveled Strong with that running lariat for a 2.
Look how quick he follows up.
Oh, running blockbuster. Could this be it? Back press. Strong is down for 2, and he kicks out. Wow.
Lorcan knows what's on the line here. He knows the prestige of this tournament.
Gotta keep it up. Keep the pedal down.
Dusty Rhodes, the man whose name graces this tournament, achieved everything you could in sports entertainment.
Strong lands on his feet and drives Burch into Lorcan. And Zaguri, the tag was made by Pete Dunne, WWE UK champion from the second turnbuckle.
Oh,
and just driving the boot into the arm of Burch.
X-Plex.
Cover. Lorcan in to break up that pinfall attempt. Strong dispatches Lorcan. Oh, Strong misses with the wrecking ball dropkick and eats a European uppercut. Explosive European uppercut by Lorcan.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Pete Dunne and Burch going slap for slap.
Oh!
Now Burch standing. United Kingdom champion is down. He's hurt.
This could be it right here.
German release suplex by Burch. Half and half by Lorcan, and Strong lands on his partner Dunne. Burch looking to take advantage of the opportunity, but Dunne kicks out at 2. And now Burch looking for the crossface.
Oh!
He's got it.
Dunne's got a tap.
If Burch can lock in the crossface, Burch and Lorcan will advance in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Oh, and the single leg Boston as well. An homage to his trainer.
Oh my goodness.
Lance Storm. Could this be a double tap?
Strong countering.
Oh.
And Strong kicks Lorcan into Burch. Burch and Dunne, the legal participants in this final first round matchup in the 2018 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Now this breaking down could go either way.
It's been as hard hitting as advertised as Birch unloads a right hand, then the enziguri from Dunn. Exploder suplex by Danny Birch.
Look what he did. He changed his direction to throw him into his opponent's corner. That's significant. That's a mistake.
Heat of the moment.
And the tag was made. Roderick Strong, the legal man. Pendulum backbreaker. End of heartache. Wow!
Your winners, the team of the WWE United Kingdom Champion, Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong.
Well, considering that's the first time that Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne have teamed up, color me impressed as they just defeated the hard-hitting duo of Oney Lorcan and Danny Birch.
Yeah, an absolute and impressive win. You asked before, Percy, how would they team together? Very well. Let's take a look at how this match went down. Look at this, trying for that drop kick on the outside. Wham! European upcut, got all of it. But as the match would continue, handing him to his partner, backbreaker. Look how quickly Strong follows up though with the end of heartache. Deep pull attempt, 2 and 3.
And just like that, the makeshift team of Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong have advanced to the semi-finals of the 2018 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. You know the respect continues to be built between these two NXT superstars.
Strong and Dunne now punch their ticket to the semi-finals, but they will face the unpredictable Sanity.
That was a huge win for Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne. I mean, to beat the team of Oney Lorcan and Danny Birch. But my question is, can these two stay on the same page as they move forward in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic? But after a back and forth on Twitter, Adam Cole now needs to back up his words against Cassius Ohno later tonight in our main event.
But coming up, NXT Women's Champion Ember Moon has to try her best to focus on someone other than her opponent at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, Shayna Baszler. The Phenom squares off with the upset-minded Aaliyah next. And the bright spotlight is on this guy.
The future of light has arrived.
One of the highest of flyers in sports entertainment. Ricochet is in NXT.
Wow, one of the most exciting high flyers in the world. I cannot wait for Ricochet to land in NXT.
The following contest is a women's division match scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Aaliyah.
The Cat's Meow Aaliyah hoping to record the upset here and prove that she is worthy of an opportunity to vie for the NXT Women's Championship. She takes on the woman at the top, Ember Moon, in this one-on-one matchup.
Well, I was talking to Aaliyah earlier today, and she realizes that she feels like she's capable of doing so, but she's got to take it one match at a time, and she's going to do it for the 6.
The NXT Women's Champion, Ember Moon.
Ember Moon has learned to transmute her rage into a form of energy that propelled her to great athletic heights. She is the NXT Women's Champion.
Hey, Moral 9, the champ looks fired up, looks ready to go.
Oh, you should never look past any competitor, but Moon's mind has got to be on the Queen of Spades.
Ember Moon will defend the NXT Women's title against Shayna Baszler at NXT TakeOver New Orleans WrestleMania weekend. But right now, Moon faces the upset-minded Aaliyah.
And to your point, Nigel, I completely agree. But I think Ember Moon is smart. She's intelligent. She has Shayna Baszler in the back of her mind, but right now her focus, the primary focus right now is on Aaliyah.
Sign of sportsmanship between the two NXT superstars.
She certainly does need to focus on Aaliyah. Aaliyah has a diminutive but a dynamic figure.
Side headlock takeover by Aaliyah, but a quick counter to the head scissors by Ember Moon and a nice escape by Aaliyah. Instead of giving herself some praise there, she needs to continue her attack on Ember Moon. There's the go behind waistlock. Nice escape by Moon.
Good agility from Moon. Aaliyah has great agility as well. She actually took circus skills as a class at university.
That's a class, Nigel.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh! Aaliyah with a handful of hair driving the champion to the canvas. Aaliyah goes for the cover, but just gets a 1 count. Oh. Why does this not surprise me? The Queen is, well, this surprised me. What's she doing? Shayna Baszler making her way to our broadcast location.
All right.
To what do we owe this pleasure?
Have a seat.
Well, I just want to make it known, Ember, she might be the champion, but everyone should know by now that I'm the one that's actually running this division. Everybody knows anytime, any place, anyone, what can happen to them. The only way to stop the violence that goes on in that ring when I get in there is to tap, nap, or snap. And those are just the facts.
Well, you do have your opportunity to run the division come NXT TakeOver New Orleans when you get another opportunity at the NXT Women's Championship.
And if they don't know by now, they'll know then. They'll know then.
Make yourself at home.
This is home.
Wow, Aaliyah comes off the ropes, but then it's Ember Moon with the roll-up. Oh, face first. Aaliyah hard to the canvas.
Shane, I got a quick question for you. With all due respect, why do you feel like you can just do whatever you want in the women's division?
Who can stop me? Who has stopped me? Nobody's been able to. I welcome them to try.
The power of Ember Moon on display, catching Aaliyah. Diving cross body, Samoan drop.
At any time in the match when you're in there with the champion, Ember Moon, the tides can turn.
Ember Moon, well aware that Shayna Baszler has joined us here at the broadcast location.
Oh, here she goes. Here she goes. The Eclipse. Here's the thing. Even when Ember hits me with the Eclipse or an even weirder move, it doesn't matter. Everybody knows.
Ember Moon just hit the Eclipse on Aaliyah, and Ember Moon just vanquished Aaliyah.
Ember and everybody else in this division is completely helpless. They all know it. She knows it. They all know it.
Ember Moon.
She crawled out of the ring last time.
Well, Ember Moon will once again defend the NXT Women's Championship against Shayna Baszler. It goes down WrestleMania weekend, NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler will attempt to put their differences behind them once and for all at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, the NXT Women's Championship up for grabs 2 weeks from this Saturday on the WWE Network.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that go down, but I also want to know which team will have the takeover as the winner of the Dusty Classic, the challenge for the NXT Tag Team Championship. And next week, we kick off the semifinals of the Dusty Road Tag Team Classic with the Street Profits going up against their biggest challenge to date in Paul Ellering's Authors of Pain.
Also next week, Young and Wolf, who have a wealth of experience teaming together, whereas Strong and Dunn have only teamed that one time. How will the contrasted experience come into play? that match, the Ad Hoc Strong and Done take on Sanity next week.
Set for more singles action here on NXT.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Cordova, Maryland.
Oh, come on! Andrade Cien Almas, the NXT champion, ambushing Raul Mendoza.
You call yourself a champion? You gotta ambush somebody? I mean, what is that about?
Hey, when you're the champ, Percy, you can do what you want.
But is that the type of champion you respect, though? When this business is built on respect?
Not exactly tranquilo, is he?
You think you smart, Alistair? ¿Te crees muy duro? ¿Te crees superior? Este título significa respeto en NXT. Yo soy el campeón. Yo soy el ídolo. You didn't respect a la muñeca. You didn't respect me. I carried you out. You piece of
Whoa.
Face me! Face me! Face me next week! And pay for you disrespect!
The NXT champion Almas calling out Aleister Black.
But look, I wonder if the champ would run his mouth like that if Aleister was here. It's easy to tough talk a man when he ain't around.
Speaking of a guy who loves to run his mouth, the loquacious Adam Cole will attempt to avoid running into Cassius Ohno's emasculating elbows when the Knockout Artist takes on the Undisputed Era's Rasputin next.
Absolute monstrous individual. Such a physical specimen. 6'3", 300 pounds.
A Jack Kirby illustration come to life.
I mean, the guy's an absolute freak.
A one-man wrecking ball. Lars Sullivan.
Oh my God! That is plain barbaric strength.
This man is impressive. He is dangerous.
He's not built like anybody else on the roster.
You cannot help but marvel at the physical tools of the Leviathan logophile, Lars Sullivan. And there's the freak accident!
An absolutely outrageous show of force.
Lars is an abnormality of human genetics. Look at this. Walking destruction.
Sullivan intoxicated by cruelty.
Absolutely dominant, impressive, frightening.
Who will stop Lars Sullivan? We want to once again thank the band Cane Hill for yet another official theme for NXT TakeOver New Orleans, this one entitled It Follows. The track is off their album Too Far Gone, which is available now on iTunes and Spotify. Well, speaking of going too far, after the heinous display by Andrade Cien Almas before the break, tensions seem to have reached an all-time high, heading into his much-anticipated title defense at TakeOver.
This is the match that the entire universe has been talking about. The day before WrestleMania at TakeOver New Orleans, Aleister Black will face Andrade Cien Almas for the NXT Championship. It may all come crashing down for Almas in the Big Easy.
But before then, in reply to Almas, Almost ominous challenger will be here at Full Sail University. What does the striking man from Amsterdam have planned? We will find out when he appears here live next week.
Hello. Coming up next is your main event, where Cassius Ohno will face Adam Cole. Now, I'm still finalizing the details, but next week on this show, I will be making an announcement that will change the landscape of NXT forever.
Man, William Regal isn't a guy who likes to hyperbolize. Can't wait to hear what he has to say next week.
The bowling contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole.
And Percy, Adam Cole always has something to say, whether you want to listen to him or not.
He's always got something to say, and he always has a plan. This is the man since day one, coming here to shock the system, take over the system, and that is his goal, day in and day out.
We heard from earlier on, arguably taking Cassius a little lightly.
He does, so that'll be a big mistake for Adam Cole, man. We all know how Cassius Ohno gets down. The dude's been all around the world and has perfected his craft. Can float in and out of techniques. Taking it easy will be bad news for Adam Cole.
Ohno certainly is a polymath of sports entertainment.
And his opponent, from Dayton, Ohio, weighing in at 260 pounds, Cassius Ohno.
Sports entertainment, Swiss Army knife, Cassius Ohno. Unfortunately, he's been consistently inconsistent lately, Nigel.
Well, that's it. He has a number of victories. The truth is, when it comes to the big match, he just can't seem to get the job done.
Yeah, man, I mean, he lost to Lawrence Sullivan at TakeOver War Games. Lost another big one to Velveteen Dream at TakeOver Philadelphia. I mean, he's getting the big matches. He just can't seem to put it together.
Well, listen, I know Ohno since he cut his teeth in the Midwest back in the day, and he just needs one opportunity, and this is that. And we can see clearly the size difference between the two. Cole giving up 2 to 3 inches.
Collar and elbow tie-up as Ohno now looking to impose that size advantage on Adam Cole.
Use whatever you got to your advantage. If it's size, if it's height, whatever. Ability, use it. A win's a win. I don't care how you get it.
Two of the most technically gifted superstars in NXT.
Adam Cole said earlier, he said to his boys, the rest of Undisputed Era, that he don't need him right now. He can handle Cassius Ohno alone. That just goes to show you how self-assured Adam Cole is.
Adam Cole with the hard-hitting attack early, trying to ground the bigger Ohno. Has him down on one knee, but Ohno, wow, good shoulder tackle there by Cole.
Well, he had the speed to get the momentum to move the bigger man.
And then Ohno with the leapfrog. Oh! Yeah. Cole was looking for a leapfrog of his own. Instead, he ate the big boot. And there's a running senton from Ohno.
That's what Ohno does, man.
And Ohno will drive not only the first, second, but third wind out of Adam Cole.
Cassius Ohno just take Adam Cole right out of the air.
Let's take a look. Look at that boot right into the chest of Adam Cole.
Cole's deceptively agile. So is Cassius Ohno. Ohno on the receiving end of the dropping. It appears Cole may have tweaked his knee.
No appear about it. He definitely did.
Yeah, you saw that once he hit the apron, it definitely rolled.
That's one of the cruciate ligaments, I think. Hey, come on.
Adam Cole doing his best impression of Kaiser Sutsu with that enziguri to Cassius Ohno. Now some ground and pound. You know what they say about karma, Percy? Adam Cole playing possum. Will he be able to defeat Cassius Ohno?
Coming in hot tonight. Fast cars and the big bright lights. Ain't nobody cool like me. Clap your hands and stomp your feet.
Cole putting that, well, not so injured leg into the body of Cassius Ohno. And you guys, there's such a thing as bad karma, you know.
That might come back around to bite him, but how can you be surprised by Adam Cole, though? We know how he gets down.
Bicycle kick by Cole, back press for a 2 count.
And he'll fake an injury to stay in a match. He'll take out another tag team before a tag team title match. That's the MO, Adam Cole.
He does what needs to be done.
Well, listen to him saying it's too easy. Swinging neck breaker on Ohno. Another cover, back press, hooked the leg, and Ohno was able to power out.
Given what he said earlier tonight, he is doing it all by himself tonight. Convinced everyone, convinced me that he had a knee injury, and then just like that, it was gone.
Cole trying to outsmart the bigger Cassius Ohno, not above, doing whatever it takes to get the upper hand.
Chin lock there, but he had it across the face and across the jaw, making it difficult for Ohno to breathe. It slipped down now.
Across the neck of Cassius Ohno, slowing down the blood circulation to the brain, slowing down his breathing.
Cole implore. Oh! Backstabber by Cole. Goes for the press. And Ohno able to kick out at the count of 2, but just barely.
You all know the type of resolve that Cassius Ohno has. He's been in wars throughout his career. It's going to take a lot from Adam Cole to keep Cassius Ohno down.
You can never be or beat a guy like me. Cassius Ohno is a loser. And my name is Adam Cole.
Cole playing psychological warfare not only with his opponent Ohno, but with the NXT Universe. Oh, reversal by Ohno. Cole lands on his feet. Ohno just uncorked. A thunderous right hand to the face of Adam Cole.
Cole might be out.
That's the kind of right hand that would make heavyweight boxing champions Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder smile.
But unfortunately for Ohno, doesn't seem to have enough left in his tank to follow up. Look at that. Cole's to his feet first.
Oh! Delivers a high knee to Adam Cole. Comes off the ropes. Axe bomber.
I think he's got plenty in the tank.
And Cassius Ohno bringing the fight to Adam Cole. Full scoop and a slam. Wow, and a running leg drop by Cassius Ohno. Shoulders are down with the cravat, 2 count.
Big Cole wishes he had some backup now.
A momentary pause from Ohno. Thought about his strategy, what to do next. Oh, another strike. That's why he's called the knockout artist. He's so dangerous.
Reversal on the Irish whip by Cole. Ohno lands on his feet on the apron, and Cole runs right into the big boot of Cassius Ohno. Oh, and there's that cyclone kick by Ohno. Will it be enough to put away Cole? No! Hard-hitting, sustained offense from Cassius Ohno. We talked about karma earlier, I think. Adam Cole is finding out what karma's all about right now.
The hard way. Absolutely. This is a huge match for Cassius Ohno. We talked before about him being unable to win the big matches. He has to win this, otherwise he drops back down.
It's all about momentum. It's all about opportunities. And you're right, this is a huge one right here.
Equally important for Adam Cole. A win against a guy like Cassius Ohno as he eats that forearm smash. That all you got?
Oh, yeah.
And a flurry of forearms from Cole. Oh!
What strength!
Back press, and Ohno still able to kick out. Wow!
I gotta say, folks, I'm impressed with the fight and the retaliation of Adam Cole.
Suplex into the neckbreaker over the knee, and it still wasn't enough to put away Ohno.
He wasn't lying, Percy. He is as good as he says he is. And now he's creating some space, a little bit of separation, lying in wait. Take a look on his face. Cogs are turning. Something in store for the bigger Ohno.
You gotta try to modify his technique, change it up.
Pull down off the knee there. The pad, here it comes.
A Shining Wizard blocked by Ohno. Reversal. Wow, Cassius Ohno. Oh. Follow-away powerbomb on the rope, and there's a discus forearm. Ohno, full head of steam. High-tension elbow that sends Cole crashing to the outside.
Unfortunately for Ohno, he can't be beaten on the outside, so he's got to get his opponent in. Quickly getting Cole back in the ring. Can he cover? Yes.
Ohno with the back press. Crucifix. Rolling crucifix by Cole for a 2 count. Oh, super kick by Cole. And another one, and still Ohno isn't fully down for the count.
How is Ohno still standing?
Again. Suplex into the neckbreaker over the knee. Oh, he calls out the last shot. Will it be the last shot it takes? It is. Cole with a hard-fought victory over Cassius Ohno.
Here's your winner, Adam Cole.
Well, what an incredible, physically demanding match between these two. But I've got to call it the way I see it. Adam Cole said he was going to come out here and do it on his own, and that's exactly what he did.
I'll give him credit for that. This is a man who can take as much punishment and can dish it out just as equally. That's what impresses me about Adam Cole.
A hard-fought victory for the mouthpiece for the Undisputed Era tonight belongs to Adam Cole. Adam Cole!